Welcome back to another episode of HV the Life Coach. I'm your host HV, and we're talking about how to transform our lives by transforming our mindsets and our habits. I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of personal development techniques that way you can get started today. And this month's theme that we have going on for January is vision. And the skill that's gonna help us with our vision today is reimagining ourselves. So changing the way we see ourselves, changing up our personal self-image, raising our self-talk, right? Connecting with our inner self and actually following through with our emotions and our promises to ourselves, seeing the end in mind and crossing through that finish line. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, so dive right in with me today. Here are the top 3 things I think are gonna occur when you reimagine yourself. 1, you'll identify a goal or a purpose, and if you don't identify one, you will set one. You can't find one within yourself or in your life. Set one for yourself, right? There's no point of just wandering around aimlessly. 2, leverage skills and experiences. 3, decide, see, feel, and believe. That's a quote from Reverend Ike. So let's jump right on in. Skill number 1, identifying purpose. Listen, when you go within yourself, you reimagine yourself and you have to envision what your life could be like, what it feels like at your very, very best. At the epitome of what you would like to be, meaning the essence of exactly what you want to be. What would that look like? What would that feel like? Where would you be? What would you be doing? When you imagine yourself at the top, what does the top look like for you? Where are you eating at? Who are you associating with? What are you being? Who are you surrounded by? What foods are you eating? What clothes are you wearing? What job are you working? Are you working a job? Where are you at locally? Like on the world, globally? Where are you at in your neighborhood? What communities are you helping? What are you doing for the people in your environment? What is it? Define it. And if you can't see what that looks like, if you can't envision what a future might look like, choose one. You have an imagination. It's there for a reason. The fact that we can envision our future and conceptualize it in our mind before it happens in reality is so beautiful. Everything we see around us is literally conceptualized in our mind before it's ever conceptualized in our hands, right? Before it's ever materialized in our hands. Everything we see around us was conceptualized in the mind first before it was ever materialized in the hands. So therefore, everything that we can imagine is possible. Maybe not yet today, but it's possible at some point. And so we wouldn't be able to receive these images in our head about what we could be or should be unless we're capable of bringing them into fruition, meaning making it reality. So if we want to see our life change, we either have to identify what that change looks like or set how that change is going to look. That's it. If you're tired like I am of all the lame excuses people are giving themselves on how they can't change their life, then tap in with me. For the past decade, I've been studying the leading experts on personal development techniques, specifically mindset and habit. Why? Because I believe if you have a mindset shift and a habit shift, you have a life shift. And if you want to transform your life, tap in with the link below. I've created my own mindset course called Life Reimagined, my own personal development technique ebook called Beginning Your Journey Within. And if you grab my mindset course, I'll even give you the book for free. Use the code below and go to the link at hvthelifecoach.com and watch as you transform your life starting now. The last video we talked about recognizing our gifts and our talents. In this video, we're going to talk about leveraging them, right? So Steve Harvey said, every single person in this world is born with a gift, innately born unto them that no one else can give to them or take away from them, right? And the gift that you have that you're absolutely best at with the least amount of effort, that is your number one skill. That is your number one gift. That's your number one talent. What does that look like for you? For me, my skill set is I'm able to receive information, and as soon as I understand it and I comprehend it and I understand what's going on, I'm able to now not regurgitate it, but literally say it in a way that makes sense to you, whatever level you're at. I'm able to teach whatever I learn. That's my skill set. And I'm able to do it in a way that's so fun, right? I'm able to captivate you depending on the audience I'm around, right? It's a little bit difficult with the camera because I don't know who I'm talking to. And when I look at the screen, I pretend that I'm talking to someone who's between the ages of 14 to 24, who's a male, who's brown, black, or Latino, And I'm talking to this demographic in particular because I believe that when I was at this age, I wish I had someone that I could look up to, that looked like me, that sounded like me, that came from where I came from, that understood the things that I needed to understand. So when I speak to someone, this is what I'm imagining. But face to face is a little bit different. And I actually work with this demographic all the time right now, like presently. And it's beautiful. I'm actively working on changing their mindsets by giving them habits and tools and tricks that they can utilize to change their mindsets, to change their behaviors, to change their feeling patterns, right? Their emotional traumas and triggers. And I'm gonna ask you to be mindful of the fact that it's not easy when you do it yourself. I'm gonna be asking you to be mindful of the fact that it's gonna be difficult, and I'm gonna ask you to stick with it for a long period of time because it's your life. There's no one else here in this world who's gonna push and push and push and push you to do the things you need to do more than you. Let's just be real here. And I'm gonna be extremely authentic with you. I'm gonna be extremely honest with you because I don't think the world may be. Point blank period. I think that you need a little bit of blunt and encouragement. When I say bluntness, I'm talking about like honesty, intentional honesty, authenticity. I think you also need a little bit of push in a positive direction, right? It's one thing to be realistic. It's another thing to be optimistic. It's another thing to be a little bit in the middle, right? Optimistic realist, right? We're gonna know the situation at hand, but aim for the best outcome. So when I talk about leveraging experiences and leveraging skills, I'm talking about what is your past, right? Because your past shaped you who you are and made you who you are today. It does not have to define who you're gonna be tomorrow. And a lot of people get wrapped up in this mindset that, okay, if this is my life up until this point, it's going to be my life up into the future. But it's like, that's not the case, right? There's a quote that goes, if you want to plant the tree, right? When's the best time to plant the tree? 20 years ago. When's the next best time? Today. Why? Right? Because it takes time for trees to grow, for fully mature into what they're meant to be, right? And it takes time for you to have the things you want and require in life. People be like, oh, I wish I did this 5-10 years ago. I would have it right now. It'd be all easy breezy, lemon peasy. But listen, here's my thought process. I don't like limiting excuses, so here's my mindset, right? How can we rewrap that thinking process to make it be more efficient and effective for our future and our present, right? My thinking goes, I wish I did this 5-10 years ago to, if I do this today, in 5 to 10 years, I can have X, Y, and Z. You see how that narrative, that small shift, changed the whole entire perspective, right? So now I'm not gonna think about, I wish I had this. I'm gonna be like, okay, I have a goal to work towards. I have an aim, and I have a skill set that I can now utilize to help me get there, right? If I know my skill set and I know my purpose, I now have an aim and resources to get me there. As I envision myself to be the best, because why not? Who is here to tell me no? The world, right? But the world does not tell me what I am. Just like I cannot tell you what you are. No one can tell you what you are. So I'm telling you, envision yourself as the best in whatever field it is. Because you have the highest optimal results if you go and aim for the best. Not the little bit, not a little, aim to be the best. You think the person in first place of a race is looking behind them to see who's next to them? No, they're looking at the finish line. The person in second place is looking at the person in front of them. You want to focus on the finish line. Focus on winning, focus on the goal, focus on the task, right? So when you focus on your best self possible, think about the ultimate result, the best possible end result. So, right? So that's what my mentor always says, begin with the end in mind and cross your finish lines. We're talking about experiences. Our experiences got us here. They don't have to lead us any further other than what's useful. At this present moment, we can choose exactly who we want to be and become. We have the choice of our thoughts, of our emotions, of our behaviors, of our decisions, and everything else. Which leads me to our next point. Reverend Ike's always talking about how you can bring about things into this life, right? And the first thing is to decide. Decide. Set the intention. Tune yourself to the frequency. This is it. There's a quote that goes, the two most powerful words in the English dictionary are I am. Whatever words are placed after those two words shape your entire reality. Decide what those words will be after I am. For me, I am great. I am the greatest, Muhammad Ali, right? I'm the greatest. Drake said it too. He says, last name ever, first name greatest. Greatest ever. What? To me, it's so beautiful how people play these words into their head. and they say it to themselves so many times it becomes real until they become what it is that they actually said they will be. Affirmations are powerful, right? Affirmations are powerful because they actually work. You can literally rewire your mind through repeated affirmations. Through a repeated process over an extended period of time of certain information or certain wordplay will reshape your mind into believing it's true. Through your reticular activating system. It is literally possible. It's the thing called neuroplasticity. You can change your habits over time. You can change your mindset over time. It's possible. All you have to do is decide. Let's be honest right now, okay? Let's be real. You know you can do so much more. You know you're capable of so much more. You know there's so much infinite potential within you. You know you're capable of all the things you dream of and that you really, really have that power. However, you're not tapping into it. You're not going after it. And there's something holding you back. There's something limiting you. I'm gonna be real with you. It's not everyone else you keep pointing your fingers at. It's not everyone else or every situation at work or everything at home. It's not those things. It's you, right? And I do believe when you have a mindset shift and a habit shift, you have a life shift. And if you want to change your life, tap in with me. For the past decade, I've been studying the leading experts in personal development techniques, specifically in mindset and habit shifts, right? And I do believe that when you change your mindset and you add different habits to your life literally changes. And you may not believe me right now, and that's fine. But you're gonna see from this day forward, I've planted the seed in your mind. And you're gonna see other people changing their habits because they changed their mindset. And you're gonna see their lives change drastically. If you want that to be you, I've developed my own mindset course and my own personal development technique ebook based on all the findings and research I've found over the past decade. So if you want to change your life, if you really need to change your mindset and change your habits, it's going to transform your life. Click on the link below or go to hvthelifecoach.com. Again, that's hvthelifecoach.com. So Reverend Knight talked about you can make a decision, right? All you have to do is decide. And when you decide, you have to claim it to be true, so concrete true in your mind and your heart. And you have to see and feel the goodness that will be true in your life for these things, if these things were to come out, right? So if I decided that I want to be a motivational speaker, I'm going to envision myself as the best motivational speaker. I'm going to see and feel that I am the best and that what I'm doing is helping people in the best manner possible for the rest of my life and time after. And I'm going to believe that as I put in these efforts, it's all coming to fruition. I'm going to believe that all I have to do is do the work, because faith without work is dead and work without faith is dead. So I'm going to identify or set my purpose, leverage my skill set and my experiences, and I'm going to decide, see and feel the good in which I decide, and believe that it's possible to come into reality. As always, I'm HP the Life Coach, and remember, nothing changes unless you change. If you like the content of this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if there's a specific part that resonated with you in this video, comment down below. As always, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Please check out my website at hvthelifecoach.com. Peace.